Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Frederick, Colorado. My name is Grant Russell with Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Behind me, we've got an absolutely stunning, beautiful new 2026 Newmar Mountain Aire. One of my favorite floor plans. It's the bath and a half 3825 layout. There's some changes on it I want to go over for you for 2026 year model. But why don't we get started? We'll go up front here. So first of all, this is built on the Spartan chassis. It's got the 525 horsepower, 1,695 pound-foot of torque. Not that anything was wrong with the 25-year models going back, but they've changed the new front axle. The independent front axle is going to be on the Rayco system, which has replaced the Meritor axle on it. They're still doing the same thing where you've got the kind of the steel plate back behind here that protects your fuel line. So when you're filling the diesel from both sides, the fuel line runs to the center of the coach, and that line is protected going there. You got 365 steer tires, and then of course, being a 38-foot tag axle Mountain Aire, it's going to have a shorter wheelbase. That's really nice for tight turns. A single turn on a dime, folks. It really turns nice. It's got passive steer on the rear there, so that will turn up to, with Spartan, it's up to 17 degrees, which it will turn as you're driving at speeds of, I believe it's 15 miles an hour or less. That will turn as needed. And then when you go into a reverse mode, when it's set in the auto position, which I can show you when we get to the cockpit in a little bit, it'll automatically center that tandem axle, and it dumps the air on the tag and distributes the weight to the drive axle. Go over some specs real quick. So the overall length of this coach is 38 feet 10 inches. At ride height, we're 13 feet 2 inches when it's fully aired up to the top of the air conditioning. We've got a gross vehicle weight of 54,000 pounds. And I was just checking this out earlier, just before I got started. I thought this was a big number here. You've got 11,811 pounds of cargo carrying capacity. So before you get to that 54,000 pounds, this coach weighs just over 42,000 pounds empty. So really nice cargo carrying capacity that I thought I'd mention on this particular build. Additionally, they still have the 105 gallons of fresh water, 80 gallons of gray water, and 60 gallons of black water. The exterior of this guy is called Emmons Graphics. Of course, they've stayed with the traditional. I know we've done a few in back 2025 year model. They're still doing the Onyx package as an option, but this one does have a sharp look with the chrome finish on everything. All right, let's go start on this side here. I'm going to run this out first. So we've got a hydraulic slide, which is really nice. So it gives you nice access to the 10,000 kilowatt Cummins Onan generator. This coach has two 15,000 BTU air conditioners on it. So that's plenty of power to run both air conditioners and all the other electronics on the bus. Additionally, in here, you're going to have hot water line. You can tap into the hot water on the coach to clean all the bugs off the front of the coach. This is your Oasis the hydronic heat filter for the house. Easy to get to your water reservoir for your windshield wiper fluid. It's also easy to get to your headlamps if you need to replace any of the headlights. They made a nice big change a few years back where they're nice and bright and easy to see at night with the new Silverlight head bulbs. And if we come to this first bay here, so you do have the Spartan fuse panel is going to be back behind here. If I take this fuse panel off, on the back side of this, everything's nicely labeled for all the Spartan fuses. If you need to check something like, let's say you're the heater on the seat, or your power on the driver's seat or passenger seat go out, there's fuse panels back behind here that you can check. There's some spare fuses here to replace those with. And then right up above it here, we do have the house fuses to on the Newmar side. If any of these light up red, then that's just letting you know you've got a burnt out fuse. And again, you've got some spare fuses here to replace those with. And just don't forget to replace your spares if you use them. And we do have a little squeegee on the side here that's just stored. Just pops off here. Makes it easy to clean the windshield after a long road trip. Again, we've got the fuel fill on both sides. And as we come down to this first compartment here behind the steer axle, you're going to notice we've got that one large 640 amp hour lithium battery. Plus, we've gone to the Victron system is going to be new, which is replacing last year's Xantrex system. So you've got the Victron 3000 watt inverter, and you've got two of them. If you need to turn the systems off, right now I've got both systems in the on position. In the middle is going to be an off position. Let's say you're just storing it and you're just going to plug it in and walk away. You can literally turn it down to a charge only position on these, because these are also your chargers as well when the coach is plugged in. Standard for the Mountain Aire is going to be the 320 amp hour lithium battery with one 3000 watt inverter. This particular coach, as you can see, does have the larger 640 with the dual 3000 watt inverters located in here. Additionally, you do have an option for 4 solar panels, which this does also have. So we've got 4 Merlin as a brand. That's also a new change. So you've got the Merlin 120 watt solar panels, and you've got 4 of them total. Still using the Oasis Chinook. You've got the Chinook system. It's going to heat your hot water and heat the living quarters. You still have the electric heat strips under the floor, but this guy right here will heat the coach more efficiently when it gets below freezing temperatures. We got a 50-foot, 50 amp shore power. You walk the shore power out to plug it in. And when it comes time to unhook, you reel it in. Of course, when you got it set up, like how Newmar puts in these little flap seals where you just pop these in place, and you can close the door easily. Oops. Let's get this back out here. There we go. Then you do have additional park cable here. The campground you're at has a little campground park cable you can tap in here as well. Transfer switch is going to be located back here, the switch between shore power and the generator. Next bay down, we've got the water, basically the dump station, if you will. You've got the macerator system on it. It's got the Thetford macerator pump, which grinds up all your solids and can pump your wastewater uphill if needed. You can still use a gravity dump. City water is going to be located on this side here. Little stainless steel outside shower. New for 2026. They've gone away from the Silverleaf system and now are using the ATC panels. These are some similar panels, but you're going to have access to your tanks on the outside here, generator power, and then I've got some exterior light controls, and you can tilt. You notice the little start and stop. So if you're using, say, the gravity dump and you want to tilt the coach to one side, you can use this system here to tilt it. You'll notice these little sensors on the side. So you do have blind spot sensors that displays in the in both driver's side and passenger mirrors on the front there. Little outdoor storage here, kind of near the dump station, place to keep hoses, gloves, chemicals. Put it all in here, and it's got a little drain at the bottom. Everything will drain out. Diesel exhaust fluid fill. When you pull it through your drive-throughs, a lot of times it's on the driver's side. This is your egress door. You'll notice as we get up a little higher, we've got both Girard window awnings. These are going to be electric, so they're all push button from the inside. Gives you some nice shade coverage on those two driver's side windows. All right, being on a K3 chassis, 525 horsepower, so here's the engine block. Being a side radiator, you notice how it's really easy to get to. All your belts and hoses, air filters easy to get to. Here's your reset on the filter minder. If you ever get that filled up, it's time to change the air filter out. This is your reset on it. It's also where your reservoir is located, right here for the Oasis. The hydronic heat system is located there. And also you do have air chucks on the back and on the front. So I didn't show you up front, but there is another one of these air chucks in the front of the coach as well as the rear if you need to tap into the air on the coach. Of course, engine oil fill, coolant, dipstick, everything's really easy to get to being a side radiator setup. This coach is equipped with the air system, air supply here for if you've got a trailer with air brakes. You've got an Air Force One package on your tow vehicle. It's already set up for it. Here's your 7-way plug for electric brakes. We've got a 15,000 pound hitch. Also new for 2026, you'll notice the inside of these doors, it's kind of a rhino finish. So all the doors are going to be a new internal. They're made by Motorhome. So Motorhome is the new baggage door standard for 2026. We've got the chassis batteries in here. Something also new I've noticed, you've got a disconnect switch here. So if the owner has this in the off position, and they don't want anybody turning it on, you can literally see where you can lock this in place right here. So if this red piece matches here, you can set a lock in there so nobody can flip that to the on position for any reason. And then this turns your hydraulic pump on and off to run the hydraulics on the hydraulic jacks, your hydraulic slide outs. And of course on the Spartan air dryer and fuel filter, water separator, those are both going to be located there as well. And similarly to the Spartan fuse panel on the front of the coach, on the back of the coach, if I were to take this panel off here, on the back side of this fuse panel, again everything's labeled. Those are all additional Spartan fuses. This would be your def tank. So when you fill from the other side, this is where it fills to. All right, now we're getting to the more fun side, if you will, of the coach. So this has the outside entertainment. We've got a 43-inch Samsung LED smart television with the Bose soundbar, USB, and 110 outlets down below. And what Newmar's always kind of been known for is how these will pull out. You can get the glare off of the TV. TVs are going to be optioned in this lower compartment here on this floor plan. Sometimes the other floor plans will allow it to be in the sidewall, but on this particular model it does go here. It's actually in a good, if you're sitting in your lounge chairs outdoors, you're kind of at a good level, at eye level when you're watching a ball game or a movie or anything like that outside. In this bay, so because it's a shorter wheelbase, shorter coach, We've got the little suicide door that opens up here. And this has the optional power trays, which go almost all the way through. They kind of back up to the Oasis reservoir on the other side of the coach. You'll see some loose tile in there. These big bars here are going to be for if you get into a situation where you need to crank your slide in manually. That's what those are for. Of course, this bag on this tray I'm running in is some of the extra loose supplies for your central vacuum system it has. This has a little headliner shelf up top. This cooler will pull all the way out past the slide out. You know, we've got the slide in the in position right now, but when you extend this all the way out, you've still got plenty of room for this slide to be all the way in the out position and still use your outside refrigerator freezer. And you can set this fridge to refrigerator on one side, freezer on the other, be one big freezer or all refrigerator, however you'd like to set it. And it's operated being 12 volt or 110 power. You got the keyless entry. The doorbell as you're going in. One thing I didn't mention, but up top we've got the Girard Nova awnings. Nova awnings give you that nice pitch halfway out. Gives you about 10 feet of coverage on the, gives you some nice shade all the way down the coach. Also, you'll notice the LED lights in the awnings. Well, also new for 2026, you've got LED lights underneath. Can't see them, but beneath these slides you have LED lights, and also on the driver's side, same thing under those slides. Electric steps going in and out of the coach. We've got some storage under each one of these step covers. The top one being a little deeper because of this is a shallower step, first step there. And then this is your entrance step cover. So this step cover is going to come out and raise up, so it makes everything nice and level on the entrance, on the floor there. All right, come on inside. A little cooler in here. Okay, we'll start up here in the cockpit area. So one thing that you'll notice, it does have the mobile eye, but also new for 2026, this guy right here is, it's basically a windshield wiper sensor. So it's set, and you can set the sensitivity on that as like a low, medium, and high. If you get any rain outside, the windshield wipers will automatically come on and off. So that's a new feature for 2026. You got this nice big LED monitor here, color. They've been doing this for the past couple of years now, but you notice we've got the 360 camera view here. This menu here is going to operate Sirius XM satellite, the Bluetooth, the Nav and Go navigation, maps. Everything's simple and easy to kind of operate. This is kind of your main menu on this side to get to the main menu, to get to your navigation, to view your camera, different features here, and then you can set favorites. The auxiliary zone down below here, if you pan over to the passenger seat, you'll notice there is a passenger monitor. So whatever you have that set to, the passenger can have access to, and they can actually control the stereo system, help navigate, view the cameras also all through that monitor as well. Also, another thing I want to point out, so I'm sitting on this driver's seat and it's super comfortable. So one thing I've noticed for 2026 is they've changed. So now they import, these are all still built, they're villa furniture, but it's all Italian leather. So it's all a nice, comfortable, very solid, comfortable Italian leather seat. And that's here, passenger seat, all the way going back. So when we go back through the rest of the coach, you'll see that as well. On the Spartan K3 chassis, I can adjust the pedals. So right here under the steering, on this side of the steering wheel, I can adjust these in and out. Probably can't see it, but these go in and out. But one other cool feature I like is the comfort drive. This little button right above the pedal switch. If you notice on the dash cluster here, how I can toggle that up. So if I want this to be more like a sports car, a little tighter steering, I can turn that up to a little higher setting. Or if I want a lot lighter resistance on the steering wheel, I'll turn that down to a 1 or a 2. Now that's part of that comfort drive package that Newmar puts on most of their diesel pushers. But it just if you're interested to know on how that works, come on out. We'll go for a test drive on one sometime. Also on the Spartan system, you can see how the dash cluster, everything is really nice and easy to see. You can navigate through all the different systems. Your air leveling is going to be, so air leveling is another option versus hydraulic leveling. So you can literally use the airbags on the coach to level the coach if you didn't want to put the jacks down. And then of course you've got your other features, brightness, different messages will appear here if you ever have a check engine light or anything like that. There's your settings for the dash cluster, trip meter, and you can turn, you'll notice up top here it says ACC turned off. So that this does have adaptive cruise control, and that's a system you can turn on and off as needed as well. Additionally, the things that you don't see in the mobile eye, if you have it turned on, there's a high and a low sensitivity. Basically, it vibrates your seat. So if you're drifting out of your lane to the right, it'll vibrate the right seat. If you're drifting out of the lane to the left side, it's going to vibrate on the left side there. Your TPMS is also all located in here. And if you did want to tap in, let's say you had TPMS, you wanted to buy the adapters from Spartan, you certainly can put the TPMS system sensors on your tow vehicle as well, and you'd be able to view that through these controls. You got the CURT Spectrum, the electric brake controller is located here. Power mirrors, heated mirrors. These are some of the auto headlamps, fog lights, bright controls, just pretty simple and easy to figure that one out. You've got a power window over here. If you're going through a toll booth, you can open and close this up. And then a couple of cup holders here. You got a place to store your phone when you're driving. You just simply dock that there and it will charge. This is a charge pad too. Keep your phone charged while you're traveling. And then earlier I was talking about the tag dump. So basically here's that switch. So right here, if I flip that in the forward position, it's called auto tag dump. So if I go into reverse, it's going to automatically dump the air on the tag axle. It lines them straight and distributes the weight to the drive axle so you don't get any tire scrub if you do any backing and turning. And then there's also in the middle is going to be disabled, but if I wanted to manually dump the tag, you're going through some switchbacks or anything like that, you can distribute the weight to the drive, and at speeds of 15 miles an hour or less, you can drive with the air dumped on the tag axle. Here's your air brake, engine brake, on and off, low, medium, and high, 6-speed Alison transmission. And of course over here we've got the hydraulics. This is all your leveling systems. If you want to manually operate one of the jacks, or you simply can just hit auto level and it will automatically level the coach on its own. Okay. Up top, we'll go up here. In this overhead compartment here, you'll see this it's equipped with Starlink. The new Victron system here, so the monitor panel is going to be located here. If I tap on this, these are the little systems below. It gives you like a brief overview of what's being distributed through the coach. Here's another overview. We've got some bulk charging going on with the generator running, different notifications, settings. Really nice interface that Victron uses for their 3,000 watt inverters. This is your over-the-air antenna. We've got the Gerard. We've got to get that. Just pop that a little bit. These are your Girard controls, so to operate the Girard awnings on the outside. And then we've got some privacy drapes, passenger window awning controls, step on and off, Wi-Fi router on and off system here. And then I need to run the slides. So I'm gonna go ahead and run these. Well, before we go out, actually real quick, this little round blue button here. So this is your on and off for those, for the 640 amp hour lithium batteries. So this is a reset, and it also turns them on and off. If they get down to a 10% charge, then it will automatically shut the batteries off. So you'll have to wake them up right here. But if you wake up the batteries at a 10% charge, just remember they're at a 10% charge. You'll need to turn the generator on or plug it in to get those batteries powering back up. And the nice thing about those lithium batteries is they do have internal heaters on them, so they're 4-season capability. They're climate controlled, if you will. So they've got, if you're camping in the winter time, they have those internal heaters, so they won't freeze on you. All right, let's go out with this. So as these slides are going out, this particular coach has the Sedona maple cabinets throughout with the high gloss finish. And then the interior decor package is called Sorrento. And then you'll notice this slide going out. This is the hydraulic slide. So it's gonna go all the way out and then 90 degrees down. And you'll kind of see that kind of settle to the floor. There's no carpet throughout. So it's all solid tile flooring. Here we go. So we got the slides all the way out. So yeah, so this has the Sorrento package, Italian leather, new for 2026. They've got this little Corian insert here, good place to put your stemware. Little cup holders light up. You also use these if you're sitting in these seats. By the way, they are super comfortable. You use these little buttons here to recline in. And then additionally on these little cup holders, if I slide this over, we got a little USB port. I want to plug in to these two cup holders here and charge my phone, charge my tablet. But this is kind of nice here, having all this solid surface here. And if I lift this up, you still have the little sliding drawer underneath here on the theater seating, which you can next simply take that and take it out if you want to use the, just leave it nice and open for larger items. Okay, and then over here to my left, so ATC is the new control panel, which was replaced all the Silverleaf systems throughout the coach. Go to my home screen here. There's my lights, vent fans, shade controls, TV lift. I can control the air conditioner. Floor heat's going to be in here. Generator, power systems, tank. I can check one of my holding tanks. This is all going to be in here as well. And there's some exterior features as well. So you'll have this touch panel here. You'll have that touch panel. You're sitting on this side of the coach. It's basically a mirror image of that touch panel, and they'll be throughout the coach. And then new for 2026, being with that ATC panel, there's an app you can download. It's the Newmar app, and you can pair your phone. If this pulls up, let's see if it does. Yeah, so I've got basically that panel is now on my phone, and I can control everything just like I'm controlling it here. We got a 50-inch LED television, Bose 900 soundbar up top here. I got the Euro Booth dinette. This does pull out. And I'll have a little foot here. There's 2 leaves that go in place here, plus 2 folding chairs. So it gives you a little bit more countertop space and more seating. Maybe just additional storage overhead here. Because these compartments over here are a little bit narrower. Your AV cabinet is going to be back on this side. So right up above the theater seating, you've got your 2 electrical outlets plus your satellite feed. Here's your HDMI cable for Blu-ray, DVD source, and then this one here will be for your satellite game system, anything you want to use it for. And then you got additional storage here as well. All the countertops is all Corian. It's all flush. They've kept the last year's sink. You got the little divider here in this little the sink. It's a nice big sink. Residential faucet head. And you still have the removable induction cooktop. If you're wanting to go outdoors and use it, it's just simply unplug it there, plug it in outdoors. You can cook outside, or for cleaning it up in here. It makes life a lot easier too. And on the flip side of these covers here, we do have some cutting boards on both of them. And up top here, we've got a couple of drawers there. Soft close on all your drawers. Soft close on all the cabinet doors as well. Down below, got another pull-out located here. Trash can holder. And also something else just to point out, like if you're using these, let's say you want to place these somewhere, so you can take these little sink covers. It's got these little felt strips in the back. You can simply just pop those in place and get those out of your way. Convection microwave oven is also an air fryer. Some more storage here. And then we've got the full extension drawer glides, kind of the silverware drawer. You see these are all where they ship with the loose remotes, extra touch-up paint. These are going to be for your Premier Air mattress in the back. It's a flag holder. Some people ask me what this tool does. This basically will, if you want to fly your flag at the entrance door, this has that option on it. It's got the universal remote. See that as an option. Okay, and then we've got 3 good sized drawers here next to the optional dishwasher. You get a shot here on the side. These are going to be all dovetail construction on all your drawers. And we've got a nice big pots and, you could put pots and pans here, but I'd say this is great for your pantry storage. And then down below here, baking sheets you could store down below. And these are also push to release drawers. You push on them, keeps them tight when you're traveling. Again, soft close on the doors. And then behind me, let's go over here first. We've got, so you notice I'm pulling on this refrigerator and these are all locked up. Simply slide that to your right. It keeps your refrigerator tight when you're driving. It'll go flying open when you take a hard left turn or right turn. And you do have a little bit of extra storage up above as well. Ceiling plenums. Just something to point out. These are all held up by magnets. So you do have to clean the filters out from time to time. So if I pull these down, you can see how I can access the filters. So these simply just pop out of place. Clean these with some hot soapy water. Let them dry out. Pop them back in place. And of course this is your return. This is the out. And it goes right down the center of the coach. So even with your slides are in the in position, your air is being dropped where you want the airflow to go. All right. Here's the new interface that's replaced Silverleaf. So the new ATC panel. Basically I was showing you the miniature version on my phone and on those panels over there, but real simple and easy to navigate through. So on your home screen, you can view your house batteries, your chassis batteries, control your climate controls, shade controls, you can lock your cargo door bays, or you can lock your entrance door and lock and unlock that. Here's where you can go to your Bluetooth and pair to it. You can turn the brightness all the way off. Yeah, simple and easy to navigate through. The floor heat, your power, exterior lighting, interior lighting. Really cool new interface that Newmar is using with ATC controllers. All right, and then halfway down the coach, we've got the mid bath. If I step in here, plenty of leg room. This is a small bathroom, of course, but you have a half bath nonetheless, and you do have some storage below. Little pull-out drawer, little side storage there. There's a panel over here, part of that multiplex system. Plus you do have medicine cabinet that does open all the way up, and there's some storage back behind there. Lots of counter space for a little small bathroom. Recessed sink, really sharp. They did a really nice job on the colors on this coach. Oh, the wood color looks great with the Sorrento interior. And then up top here, we've got the house breakers. Everything's nicely labeled. Fuses over here on the side, replacement fuses. Both inverter controllers located here. What's nice about the location of this, it's easy to get to. With the slides are in, you're not having to crawl under a bed, not having to go outside in the compartment. Really simple and easy to get to. We got a pocket door here. It's a double latching pocket door to close off the master bedroom. I'm gonna go ahead and run this bed out. As this bed's going out, you'll notice this is a king size bed. Things I always like to point out on what Newmar does really nice over the years is you'll notice there's a nice gap between the nightstands and the actual bed. So when it comes to putting your sheets on, your comforter, you're making the bed, you're not fighting the wall any. It makes life easy when it comes to making the bed. And in this particular bed, this is I showed you the remotes in that cabinet earlier. So this does have a left and a right Premier Aire mattress. Very comfortable bed. And this will lift up. So there's the extra 2 folding chairs and the extra 2 leaves. There's the pump for the Premier Aire mattress. Once you remove all that, you got some good storage underneath there. Okay, and then we've got some storage on both sides of the bed. There's an electrical plug in there, plus USB and USB-C outlets. Up above the bed, you'll notice a plug inside the overhead cabinet here. So if you got sleeping machines, CPAP machine, you can run your hoses, run all the electrical lines up top, have this hidden out of the way, and run all your power source and breathing supply system, anything like that, out these access panels on both sides of the bed. Also above your head, there's another ATC panel. And everything that I showed you on my phone and on the larger panel, everything's right there above your head. Generator controls, holding tanks, lights. Yeah, all that's going to be available in that system. Really nice lighting in here. You'll notice kind of the indirect lighting that's done up above here. Also, it's below the bed. You can get that accent light below the bed. All right, and then in front of the bed, we've got some wardrobe storage on both sides of the 43-inch TV. Again, 43-inch LED smart television. And then down below, you'll have 5 full extension drawer glides. And this one should flip down. Yeah, so we've got a flip down panel, adjustable shelf, HDMI cables, for receivers you want to add for the bedroom, game systems, anything like that. And I mentioned this coach has heated tile floor. There's also heat in this area for the bedroom area. So you notice how this slide is all the way out and down, so you have heat in this section of the coach as well as where I'm standing right here. Both 15,000 BTU Airs do have heat pumps as well. Let's move to the back. So again, we're in a 38-foot bath and a half Newmar Mountain Aire, the 3825. So they've done a really nice job with the shorter coach to give you a larger shower. I love the way they've done this angled shower here. So let me open this up. Nice solid swing glass door. If I step in here, I'm 6'2". I still got some room here, and a little rain shower up above. Place to store my shampoo and conditioner and other soap items. And then you've got the water saver shower miser system. So this little button down below here will change colors, letting you know when the water is warm, and you can flip this panel. It just basically recirculates the water, so you're not wasting. If you do any dry camping, it just preserves your fresh water tank. And you do have a little handheld deal here as well. Behind me, we've got a little flip down teak seat. Okay, and then additional storage off to the side here. Got a little safe, hanging rod up top. And full extension, a couple of full extension drawers there. And then of course you've got 3 more. It's not lacking storage at all, folks. He's got tons of storage on it. Nice clean storage under the sink. And then a lot of countertop space. Just something to point out. You've got a lot of space for all your extra bathroom items. Oops. And if we move over to this side, we've got standard now for 26. We've got the stackable Splendid washer and dryer. And up above the sink, I didn't point it out, but you do have good sized medicine cabinet. Got a plug in here if you need to keep curling iron charged, toothbrushes, anything charged. Got that area, and then you do have another multiplex panel off to the side here for your lights, vent fans, shades, TV lift, floor heat. Again, everything is this mirror image of the other panels. Got an egress door. Oops, if I can figure this out. There we go. So this does open up. I've always commented on how this is a nice feature to have if you're loading the back of the coach and someone's handing items through the door. That's a nice feature there. And then you also have a telescoping ladder that will drop down in the event that you need to get out of the coach in an emergency situation. You do have that for peace of mind. It's a quick exit. More storage here. And then lots of room. I mean, there's plenty of room around the toilet. These are all porcelain toilets. They are both toilets, the half bath and the master bath, have this Dometic. Basically, it's set up for push button macerator flushing toilet, or you can have it set up with a sensor where you basically wave your hand in front of it and it will flush the toilet for you. All right, I think I've covered a majority of this coach. Again, we're in a 2026 Newmar Mountain Aire 3825 bath and a half. Emmons Graphics, Sorrento Decor, Sedona Maple, high gloss cabinets. Really good looking coach. If you have any more questions on this one, anything I missed, I'm happy to help you out with. Feel free to shoot me an email at grussell@transwest.com. or you can call or text me anytime at 720-539-4711. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.